The NFC Conference Championship Series is coming up this coming Sunday. We have the Seattle Seahawks. We have the LA Rams, a rivalry with everything on the line. The loser goes home. The winner moves on to the Super Bowl. Let's break it down. And our second game, the last game before the Super Bowl, we have the NFC Championship round coming up on Fox, 6:30 p.m. this coming Sunday, January 25th. You have the 12-5 LA Rams. We picked the Rams to win this past week, so no surprises there. But that was a very close game. That was a very fun game. Went into overtime. Props to the Bears. The Bears put up a heck of a fight. Again, 7 comeback wins this season, leading the NFL in comeback victories. I said, don't for sure count the Bears out. That offense, they are so clutch in the fourth quarter. So many comeback wins. Again, they came back. I don't know what Caleb Williams did. He did what he did in college. USC Heisman highlights, running around, chucking that ball down the field, getting the touchdown to send the game into overtime. Fun matchup, but ultimately, the veteran, Matt Stafford, the grizzled veteran, so much experience under his belt. You knew in overtime, when you got Stafford under center, you have a shot as good as anyone in the NFL. He led the team. They won the game. Props to them. Going up against the number 1 seed, the 14-3 Seattle Seahawks. What a well-rounded team. That was a complete throttling that they did to the 49ers. That was an embarrassment to San Francisco. They sent them home. A complete performance. Sam Darnold banged up that game. You would not have done it. They were able to throw on Will, deep running back room. They could run on Will. Their defense, top 5 overall defense, and they definitely showed up. The Rams defense, the last couple games of the season, very shaky, putting in some questionable performances, but you knew their offense could score with anyone. The number 1 offense in the NFL. They had a top 10 defense the entire season, up to about the last month of the season. They did show up this past week, but that was a freezing cold game. The cold obviously affected both teams' offensive performance. Right now, the Rams, 42% chance to win this one. The Seahawks, 38% chance to win. LA, they are the underdogs here. The Broncos coming in 2.5-point favorites. But this is honestly really a pick-em. This is one of those games it's going to come down to quarterback play, potentially who even has the ball last. That's what makes it a hard game to call because you never know who's going to have that final possession, leading their team down the field. If it comes down to quarterback play, I'm going with the veteran Stafford. The guy, he's shown what he can do. Long storied career, been in the Super Bowl before, won the Super Bowl, MVP caliber season. In my personal opinion, I don't have a vote, but he is my pick for the MVP this year. Remarkable season. Sam Darnold, a lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers this season, but there's no doubt when he is on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. He could throw 3-4 touchdowns this game. He could throw 3 to 4 interceptions. That is also the unknown. The over-under, 47.5. Looking at the team stats, Stafford, great year. Almost 4,800 passing yards, 46 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions. Beautiful season. Williams, 1,300 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. He can also catch the ball out the backfield. You have Nakua. You have Devontae Adams, the young guy who's basically the X factor. He can do a little bit of everything. Run it, slot, deep passes. Then you have the veteran Devontae Adams, bigger-bodied guy, the veteran guy that you look to on 3rd and long situations. Nakua, you have to look for him every single possession because he's all over the field, catching the ball, running the ball. Looking at the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, a really good season. Obviously, great season last year, resurrecting his career with the Vikings last season. Followed that up with another good year this year. 4,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That's what makes this a kind of scary game because if that LA Rams front 7 can get consistent pressure on him, he's not a mobile quarterback. He can, run, scramble, but he's not going to take off and pick up 15, 20 yards down the field. If they can get pressure on him, pressure on quarterbacks forces errant throws. Errant throws lead to turnovers, interceptions. You have Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, probably the deepest running back room in the NFL, easily the best 1-2 running back combo. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's up there. Nakua, Smith-Njigba, which one's the number 1 wide receiver this season? It doesn't really matter. We get to see both of them on the field this Sunday. Smith-Njigba, 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns. 119 receptions, but Nakua missed, what did he miss? 1 or 2 games, still finished with almost 1,800 yards, 129 receptions. There's going to be some elite wide receiver play here. It's going to come down to the offenses. The defense, if that Rams defense showed up from this weekend, they can keep high-scoring offenses down because don't forget, the Bears came in with one of the best offenses in the NFL. They kept it at bay for long enough. Was that the cold? Was it not the cold? We're going to find out this coming weekend. Looking at team stats, the Rams, like I said, number one offense in the NFL, 30.5 points per game. Leading the NFL in pass yards, 268.1 yards per game through the air, 126.6 on the ground. Very well-rounded offense. Top 5 rushing attack, number 1 passing attack, so they can beat you multiple ways from the offensive side. The defense, really good through, week 12 to 13, kind of fell off at the end, but a well-coached team under McVay with a lot of veterans. They're going to be up for this game. This is your chance to get back to the Super Bowl, win Super Bowl number 2. They're giving it 20.4 yards a game, 216.7 through the air, 110.8 on the ground. They don't have the best secondary. They don't have the best front seven, but cohesively, they're not a bad unit overall. Seahawks, 28.4 points a game. They don't have the number 1 offense, but they have a top 5 offense. Really not much more that you can ask for than that. 228.1 through the air, 123.3 on the ground, rushing the ball. Controls time of possession, controls game clock. This is 2 good overall offenses. Whoever can run the ball the best, the most consistently over 4 quarters, will keep the ball away from the opposing team's offense. That can be the key here. They're giving up 17.2 points a game. That's number 1. The number 1 defense in the NFL. San Francisco came in their high-flying offense, top 3 throwing the ball, all the weapons, a lot of injuries, but a lot of weapons. They can score some points. Seahawks shut that down. They could not move the ball, could not buy a first down. They're getting a 193.9 through the air, good secondary, 91.9 on the ground, really good front seven. That's what makes it such an interesting game here. It's the offenses. It's the quarterback matchup. I have a lot more faith in Matt Stafford, the veteran, the Super Bowl ring. He's been around for a while. Then Sam Darnold, who's been up and down the entire season, his entire career. But if the Seahawks can run the ball and play good defense, they might not need that much from Sam Darnold. The whole season I was riding the Rams to make the Super Bowl. They were my pick out of the NFC. But with the way the Seahawks are playing right now, we'll break this game down later this week because those spreads, those lines are definitely going to change by then. But give me Seattle here. This is going to be a fun game, but I got to ride the Seahawks. Seahawks end up winning a close one, 27-24. This game's going to be fun. I think for sure it goes down to the fourth quarter, may very well go down to the final drive. Seahawks move on to the Super Bowl. We're going to have to make sure to revisit this game a little later this week because I can honestly see this one going either way. Let's see what the updates are, see if there's any injuries, see how kind of the practice goes because this is one of those games, it truly is a 50-50 matchup. Flip a coin, that's going to be the outcome. But as of right now, I do have the Seattle Seahawks winning this one and moving on to the Super Bowl. You could potentially get a rematch, the Patriots versus the Seahawks. There's a lot of bad blood between those fan bases. There's some unresolved issues that both would love to take over. Guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. Who do you think is going to win this game? What's your final score predictions? Drop it in the comment section. I'll make sure that I respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. And thanks for watching.